live, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, tuning in to Tyler's Talking Sports here on a Wednesday night, 10/18/2023, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Tyler Castle, here with my brother, Tyler Hess. What we're going to do on this podcast is talk sports. A couple weeks back, I said anything with balls in it, and you know what? I meant it. Yep. So anything sports related, anything that you see on national media related to sports, even some local sports, we'll try to give shout outs there to the local athletes and the pros. Just tune in here. This is the greatest place to come. If you're from Southwest Virginia and you want to get some updates on some sports, or if you're from across the nation, we're happy to reach out to you all as well. You can listen to us on any major podcast link now, Spotify, Instagram.
We're on all major podcasting platforms.
All of them. So we got all that established this week, thanks to my boy Hess. He's killing it over there on the social media, so shout out to him representing.
What's up? Yeah, but like you said, we're broadcasting, this is for people Southwest Virginia. This is for everybody. We're not just localizing ourselves. We want to be all over. Anybody who reaches out, listens, follows us on any of our social medias, follows us or subscribes to any of our podcasting platforms. Let us know where you're from. We'd like to get to know y'all. We're excited about where this episode is going to go, though. This one, if you haven't listened to the first three, I definitely recommend episode 3. Episode 1, just get an introduction of us, but episode 3 was a really good one. I think this one's going to be a great one, too. I'm pretty excited about it, looking over everything and what we got planned for this one, so I'm pretty excited. Castle, you got anything you want to shout out to?
Yeah. If you haven't, like Hess said, if you haven't tuned in to 1 through 3, definitely be able to check those out. Number 3 does have some good takes, so definitely tune into those. It gets a little spicy in some areas.
It does. He's satisfied, course, just so y'all know. He's satisfied. I'm
satisfied. We're going to get into that in this one, so I don't want to jump start just yet. But episode 4, looking forward to recording this with you. I'd just like to give a shout out to Porch Talk Official. Those guys over there have been supporting us.
Absolutely.
We gave them shout outs on past podcasts. They gave us shout outs. So just shout out to those guys. Love what they're doing too. It's very similar podcast. They cover more local sports, UFC. I do see too that they have a top 5 country playlist.
Yep.
So I've been checking that out as well. Good pick, guys. If you haven't followed them or heard of them yet, go give them a shout out and check on their page as well. They're on pretty much all your social media platforms as well, so I'm sure they would appreciate that.
Yep. Well, let's we got our sponsors out there. We shouted out Porch Talk, Cam, J-Mar, y'all kill it, guys. Keep it up, the good work, guys. We love it. We love me and Castle both following y'all, so we love what y'all are doing. So, but we're gonna get ours kicked off right here. Tyler's Talking Sports, Episode 4. We're going to start off with the Week 8 college football, and we've chosen 5 to 6 games here we're going to cover that we think are the big games. Obviously, some of these are self-explanatory. If you're a college football fan, you know which games are big up this weekend, and there's a couple maybe here y'all ain't thinking about. So we're excited about covering these, going over our takes on it and our opinions, and the first game on the docket is the one that everybody's talking about this weekend, the one I think has got the biggest implications, Ohio State versus Penn State.
Yeah, you want me to kick this one off? Because I will.
No, man, go ahead. Kick it.
We got Ohio State.
I'll defer to the second half. You kick it.
Oh, okay. I'm kicking. All right. So, Ohio State, number 3. Penn State, number 7. We've seen this, matchup year over year. Both these teams have been solid for the past 10 years. You look at offense, you look at defense. Both pretty substantial. This model forecast, has the Buckeyes to defeat Penn State 27-22. This game is at home, and College Game Day will be there. So Pat McAfee, all them guys on College Game Day that we love to watch will be there. So that place will be hype. It's a very tough stadium to play at.
I would say the big noon kickoff. I say Fox will be there too. Big noon kickoff. I say
So it'll be the most hype game. Right now, I think the model gives Ohio State 63% chance to win the game outright, and Penn State, of course, 37%. So that was as of 3 hours ago, which would have been 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, 10/17. So, me looking at this game, both these squads, like I said, match up good on paper. I do think it is a little bit bigger game for Penn State, like you had mentioned,
Yeah.
and with OSU. I mean, both these teams come in 6-0.
But that 6-0 though, let's pump the brakes on that. I don't think that needs to be the comparison for this game because I think Ohio State's played a stiffer competition. Not taken away from Penn State, but they've played teams. They beat the teams they've played. I'm not saying are weak, but they're weaker than Ohio State's. But Penn State has done what they were supposed to have done when they played those opponents. And
I mean, you're going to say Penn State didn't play Minnesota tough last week? I mean, they had a tough outing.
That was UMass, actually, not Minnesota.
Or UMass, Massachusetts. These M schools run together, okay?
I get, and they're the same colors.
Yeah, same colors. Okay, so Massachusetts. You mean to tell me they didn't have a tough matchup? I mean, did you see the final?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, 63-0. I mean, come on, man, that was a tough game. Okay,
and that's why I think that Penn State, some of their offensive statistics are incredible.
I don't even know who they played, and I know they won 63-0.
Yeah,
so I agree with you there. As far as strength of schedule, it's not even close. I mean, Ohio State's just now starting to get into the tough schedule.
And Ohio State, I feel like too. I mean, the question all year was Kyle McCord. Can he be that quarterback? Kyle McCord, can he be the quarterback? And even though I don't think he's had like that big moment, he's still winning. He's still putting the ball to Marvin Harrison and Ibuka. He's putting it to those receivers. They're running that offense. The only thing Ohio State's lacking right now really is that run game. They have no run game. That nobody stepped up. They have good running backs. Just nobody stepped up. And I know they've had some injuries in that backfield. But another takeaway I got from this one, too, I feel like we're really just slamming Penn State here, but James Franklin is a head coach in 9 games against Ohio State. He's 1-8. And that one win, I think, came in like 2016?
2011.
2011. Okay, that was 2000. Hasn't won. Well, they haven't won the horseshoe since 2011. James Franklin wasn't there then. That was back in Joe Pa days.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, that was back in the Joe Pa
That's
days,
how long it's been.
But Penn State, I like their fan base. I love that team. I think they're really quiet sitting there at number 6 in the country, 6-0. But
I mean, my thing is, don't sleep on Penn State. Like you said, I know we started off a little rough on them. They do have right now, strength of schedule, plays a big role in this. But right now, they do have the number 1 total defense. Okay, Ohio State has 7th. They're 7th in total defense, but they're only allowing 3.42 yards per play and 193.7 yards per game. So that's pretty good. Pretty good defense. I don't know how big of a factor that'll be in this game because they have not faced an offense like Ohio State. With Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him or not. But yeah, probably the best wide receiver in the league. Hands down.
Yeah.
So, probably top 10 wide receiver in the NFL now if you put him in. So, he's
definitely
good. So definitely keep an eye on him. He's going to be a big difference maker in this game. I think Kyle McCord balls out. He's been turning it on here lately. A lot of people overlook McCord. He ranks 6th overall in QBR rating in the league. So, dude's pretty good. 109 completions on 170 pass attempts, 11 TDs to 1 interception. That's pretty good ratings. Just a shout out back to Marvin Harrison Jr. 604 yards on 31 receptions. That's pretty good. So, I don't know, man. Drew Allar, I think that's how you say his last name.
Quarterback for Penn State.
1,254 yards passed and 12 TDs, 0 interceptions. That's very nice. Ranks 26 overall in QBR. So, I mean, on paper, these teams are pretty close. I mean, it's really could go either way.
I look at this
I do think home field advantage will play a role.
I mean, it's almost it's weird to say. It's like almost impossible. If it seems like for anybody to go to Ohio State and win. I mean, other than I think Michigan did it one time that I remember. I'm going to be wrong on this, but I know Michigan did it. That stands out to me, and I think Virginia Tech did it that one year. They went to Ohio State. They won because Tech came in the next year at Blacksburg.
It's like 2016 or something.
Yeah,
2015.
I mean it's almost impossible to win there. And I mean James Franklin has yet to prove that he can beat Ohio State. And again, I know the numbers look good for Penn State, but what would they be if their schedule if they had played Notre Dame? I mean, you're very high on that defense. Like, okay, would they beat Notre Dame? Would they the Maryland game? They haven't even played Maryland yet. And how would that game went? And Delaware, they killed them 63-7. Illinois 30-13. Iowa 31-0. that game's actually probably their best win in my opinion because
That
I
is
was
their
actually
best one.
probably got a decent defense.
I think I was ranked 24th, right, when they played them.
I think so, yeah. And that was in Penn State. So yeah, I don't know. I like the numbers from Penn State on paper. You're like, Penn State, but man, if I really break it down here, I think this is a Ohio State game. It's a 12:00 kick in the Horseshoe. Everybody's there. Ryan Day is on a mission. I just feel like, and it goes back to last episode, I said they're my national championship favorite right now, and I think they push that button a little bit more right here with this game. I think they win this game. I think it's close. I think it's a 2-touchdown game maybe, but I think Ohio State wins this.
Just another little fun fact here. Penn State's the only team in college football to just have given up one touchdown through the air and given up fewer than 200 yards passing per game.
Okay.
So I know, again, we just went over strength of schedule, but I'm just throwing that out there. That is something to consider in your evaluation.
Before you make your pick, I'm going to say here and say this too, because I feel like I've been the one that's like, their schedule. If Penn State they had the most to prove in this game, because I feel like we're not the only group of people that's following sports that's saying the same exact thing. I'm sure there's other people saying it. And if I'm Penn State, I hear them saying, I hear the chirping. This is locker room material. This is on the thing. They don't believe in us. They don't believe in us. They think we played nobody. Let's go to the Horseshoe. Let's go to Ohio State. Let's win. Let's pull the upset. And I think in Penn State's head, it's not an upset. I think they come into that game and they're like, we're going to win this game. So that's why I do think it's going to be close, because I think Penn State's got talent. I just don't know. I think it's a 3.5 quarter game, and I think that last half, the Ohio State, that's when they finish the game off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing and I'm not agreeing. I say Ohio State, or I was looking back, Ohio State won last year 44-31. I think this year is going to be about the same story myself. And honestly, that just comes to home field advantage. And like you just mentioned, Ohio State is on a mission. You know, they played terrible first half against Maryland when you go back and look, and really came out second half just putting it to them. And I see that happening again in this game. I think it'll be really close going into half. Probably going to see a high-scoring game too. I think this is the biggest game Penn State lets points get up on their defense. It's just going to happen because that offense is lethal when it's clicking on the right, on the right terms. So I picked Ohio State to win this one, 42-28 is my projection. Yeah.
I'm giving Penn State's defense a little more credit than you.
I think they're gonna put up 42. I really do, or at least over 35. I do see that happening. It's going to be tough to stop that offense.
I agree. But so there's that take. I mean, you both go to Ohio State. I think it's going to be a closer game. You think Ohio State's going to command that game, which honestly it could probably go either way. Heck, we may both be wrong. Penn State may come in and beat them 31-0. Who knows? But
yeah, I don't like picking the same as you, but
that's a first. Well, we're starting this one off the right way. By the way, guys, I don't know if you all listened to episode 3. He made the comment that Dallas was going to, or the Chargers were going to beat the Cowboys, and I said it was going to be close and that Dallas would win. And I just want everybody to know that it was a close game and Dallas won. So even though he started off 3 for 3, he finished 3 for 4, and I'll take my 1 for 4, and I'll be happy.
Okay. As long as you include my 3 for 3 there, so y'all go back and listen to episode 3. I was 3 for 3. Just wanted to throw that out there. Cowboys don't count. I don't really Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott threw for what, 276 or something. I mean, 2 touchdowns. He actually had a decent game. 17-20 was that final. The best thing of that game was the lady fan. I don't know if everybody's seen her going around on social media.
The one they thought was fake.
Yeah, that's been the best highlight so far that I've watched of that game. So
that game was sloppy. But we'll talk about the NFL. We'll get to NFL.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Let's move on to a game that I only think is on the radar for people who are real college football enthusiasts or fans of these two teams, and that would be the West Virginia game playing Oklahoma State. This game's got huge Big 12 implications. Both these teams have, I think both of them have 1 loss. I know they're 1 loss in conference play. Both they have 2 losses.
Both 4-2.
But they both got 1 loss in conference play, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're both 4. I think they're 4-1 in conference. So the loser of this game is probably out of even a chance for the Big 12 championship appearance. The winners
2-1 in conference play.
Okay, so both of these two teams are still in the hunt for the Big 12 championship because anything can happen. They could end up upsetting Texas. They could beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma loses. 2 of those teams get in, so it keeps them in the Big 12 championship discussion. But this game's in West Virginia.
Correct.
Oklahoma.
Morgantown.
Yes. Hype place, burn couches.
Very fun city. Or if you want to consider it a city, I would say it's city-ish.
College town.
Very fun place.
Never been. Not much in West Virginia.
West Virginia QB Garrett Green. Let's start off with a little bit of stats here.
Take me home, country road, take me home to play. Oh, sorry, I love John Denver. I love it. I think it's a great moment.
It's not even about West Virginia, but okay.
It's not, but it's a great song.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the podcast. Garrett Green, like I said, 935 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, ranks 34th. Not shabby. Alan Bowman, ever heard of him?
Nope, but I think it's Oklahoma State's quarterback.
1,084 passing yards, 4 TDs, and guess what? 3 interceptions.
I'll be honest, when I was looking up things on him today, I thought I was looking up the NASCAR driver, Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman, yeah. That just kind of tells you how their passing game is kind of right now at Oklahoma State.
Crazy to think.
It is crazy.
Mike Gundy always has that high-powered offense.
I know that, originally you had said that this game was going to be high-scoring.
I do think it's going to be.
I disagree. I don't know if you've looked at these offenses, but West Virginia ranks 78th in total offense. Oklahoma State ranks 70th. I mean, they're down toward the bottom on this.
I'm with you there, but I don't think – what's their defenses? Somebody's got to be scoring.
I don't think – they're middle of the pack on defense. I think they're like in 50s and 60s. I didn't write it down, but –
a high-scoring game.
I don't think so. Points per game, West Virginia 28.5, OK State 26. Now, granted, OK State has had 2 tough opponents the last 2 games. They are coming off a big win against Kansas. That was a big win. That was a good game. In case anybody didn't watch that, very good game. But not a lot of defense in that game either. I think the final was 39-36 or somewhere around that ballpark.
Yeah, right there.
But this team lost some early games. I mean, just terrible. Absolutely. I think they put up 7 points on the second game of the year. Can you go back and look at that one?
Yeah, just give me 1 second here. I'm actually looking at top 25 schools and not schools that.
Oh, not Oklahoma State and West Virginia.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I got you right here. Would you want their last 5?
I think they lost like 36-7.
Who?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, they lost to Iowa State 34-27, and they lost to Southern Alabama. 33-7.
33-7. You lost to Southern Alabama. 33-7. Mike Van Gundy. I mean, come on, man. Shave that mullet. It's time to get rid of the mullet. I've never been a big OK State fan. Something about the Cowboys. I'm just never really high on them. I always think they're overhyped every year. And like you said, this does have big implications for the Big 12. But let's be honest, it's Texas and Oklahoma. That's your top 2 dogs, and Iowa's up there too. I think Iowa's 3-0 in conference play, or 2-1. I can't remember. Iowa State. Sorry, I think they're right there.
They're 3-1 in conference play.
3-1 as well. Okay, so they're right at the top of the pack as well.
But, I mean, right now in the Big 12, since you're talking about it, you got Oklahoma, who's undefeated in Big 12 play. They're 3-0. Iowa State's 3-1. Oklahoma State 2-1. Texas 2-1. They only lost to Oklahoma. And Kansas State 2-1, and then West Virginia is the only other 1-loss conference play team. Then it's 2 losses.
Yeah, so this is a big game for these schools.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a game that could turn the season around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just talking about Oklahoma State coming off a big win against Kansas, and then you have the other side of the table. West Virginia coming off a heartbreaking Hail Mary loss to Houston last week. Hated to see that. I thought West Virginia was going to pull that one out. They went up with 18 seconds left, I believe it was, and then they ended up let them score on that final drive.
I'm sorry. We're talking about West Virginia. I got a TJ. I'm sorry. I don't even know if you listen, dude, but if you do, I'm sorry about that. Every time I see West Virginia football, I think of you and your dad. So
that was tough. That was tough to watch.
Oof. But
yeah, I know this game's at home, and I want to wrap this segment up because we're almost been talking about it for 10 minutes now. But West Virginia is a slight home favorite, 3.5-point favorite at this one, obviously because they're home. And I am going to pick West Virginia in this one. I think they're a little bit pissed off from last week. Emotions probably high there. They lost on a Hail Mary. I'm sure that defense is feeling it this week, but it feels like everything's on them. So I got them in a dogfight, 26-23 over Oklahoma State.
I think I'm with you with West Virginia on this one. I think West Virginia pulls it out. I don't think Oklahoma State's got it this year on offense, but I do think it is a high-scoring game because the defenses I don't think are there. Both defenses are giving up almost 400 yards per game. This is a game you come in, we're going to score points, and whoever makes the first big stop is probably going to win that game. I'm going to say West Virginia 48, Oklahoma State 42.
Woo!
And
Double score.
I think it's a dogfight, but I think it's an exciting game to watch. But I definitely think West Virginia wins that game. I think they got a little bit better talent and more established team.
Maybe both offenses can turn it around. I do think Garrett Green is not a bad player.
I agree. He's not.
So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, man.
Be one to watch this weekend. What time is that game, Hess?
That game is 12 o'clock game or 3 o'clock game. Oh God, I had it. Sorry. That is where'd it go? The game is 3:30. 3:30 on ESPN.
3:30 game. Be a good game.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right. I'll make sure to have that one up.
Yeah, we got to have that one on the YouTube multi-view.
On YouTube. We're not sponsored or anything. But
no,
we'll
we just both like YouTube.
YouTube TV, that is. Yeah, give them a paid subscription monthly.
Pretty sure we can throw out like our email. We can get like some kind of money back on that or something. Referral.
Yeah, maybe. If they want if they want to give us some monetization, a little bit of money, then sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll keep giving them name drops there, but
right.
Yeah.
Back
to football.
I'm excited about this next one. I think this is a game you're going to disagree on. Let's go to the.
I don't think so.
Let's go to the let's go to the Pac-12, and let's talk about the huge Pac-12 matchup. I feel like every week's a big matchup in that conference.
Absolutely, right now.
The 8 o'clock game, USC in Southern Cal versus Utah. This matchup is absolutely it's everything a college football fan wants. This is kind of football you want to watch. I know a lot of people are leaning the predictors saying 69-70% USC wins this game. I think that should be a lot closer than that in a way, because I think Utah's got a very good defense. They got the best defense in the Pac-12. But on the flip side of that, Caleb Williams and USC, I would have to say they're pretty pissed off, and I would hope that Lincoln Riley has practiced them extremely hard after their embarrassment in South Bend last weekend. USC, they've allowed a conference worst 36 runs of 10 yards or more, and Utah is one of the top running schools in the Pac-12, if not the country. So that could be a big problem for USC. But I look back at it. Caleb Williams, he had probably the worst game of his career against Notre Dame. And I think
no doubt about it.
And I think he's looking to bounce back here. I think I would say this game, a lot of NFL scouts are watching, but I would hope this week at practice he stood and was like, this is not why I transferred to USC. This is why I didn't come here to lose to Notre Dame. I didn't come here to play that way. And I hope he put that loss on his back, and he's got that team motivated and has stepped up to be a leader in that game. But if USC is going to win this game, they can't afford to have turnovers, because that defense is horrendous. That defense is like Swiss cheese. It's terrible. Got holes everywhere in it, and they can't afford two interceptions, one interception really from Caleb Williams.
No, I agree. Utah, you look at it, they're 5-1, only loss coming to Oregon State. I don't know why people are so USC is going to kill them. 70% chance to win. This game's going to be close. It's going to come down to defense and offense. Who can stop who? Can Utah stop that high potent USC offense with Caleb Williams, with Rice? That USC offense is a dream if it's clicking correctly. So, and then you look on defense. Number one defense in the Pac-12, Utah, like you said, ranks 44th in pass yards. So that's a little concerning, because USC is a big passing team. They're ranked 8th in pass offense, so that's going to be a good matchup there. We'll see what happens. But the number one rushing defense in the nation, Utah. So I don't think they'll be running the ball much at USC. So if USC can't get the pass game figured out like last week, I think we're going to see the same thing repeat, because Utah has proven, even with their star quarterback Cameron Rising, even with him out and their backup QBs, they can still win games. So that just tells you, they've established a run game. They have a pretty good wide receiver core. Utah is just one of those teams people overlook a lot, and I don't think you could overlook them this year. I think they're pretty tough. I think they showed that out, the first game of the season against Florida, how, just well-developed they weren't making turnovers, weren't doing stupid penalties in place. Just they've shown that all year. And I just think I think their defense shows up this game, and I think it's going to be extremely close. But I do have Utah edging on this one.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be a close game till the fourth quarter, and then I think USC takes this one home at home. I think USC is going to end up winning this game 36-21. I think that'll be the final.
You
USC.
think it's a blowout?
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think that the end of the game, I think USC just puts
it away,
puts the sword in the ground like their mascot does when he comes out. And I think it's USC. I think they get back.
Trojan man. Is that what he does?
Yeah, they definitely get back into the national championship conversation with being a one loss, and keeps them in the hunt to be in the Pac-12 championship game, because Utah's only got that one loss in conference play. So they need to beat USC. They play Washington, Oregon. They got to beat them, and they got to own the tiebreakers against those three schools. USC controls their own destiny in this, so I got USC in this one.
I like it. I do think USC will be. I think we'll see a little bit different USC, like you said, from last week. That was terrible. That game was so hyped, and it was just a big letdown. But I'm gonna go with Utah. Everybody's not picking Utah, so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pick Utah. 35-31. We'll see what happens.
You booking that one? Like you guaranteeing that one?
I might. I might put the house on it. We'll see.
I like it. I like the confidence. I like the confidence there.
Yeah, man. Confidence or stupidity. We'll find out.
I mean, I do think Utah's got a good team. It's nothing against them. I just feel like USC is going to come in with a bigger chip on their shoulder, and I think that's what gets them. I think it's a close game for 4 quarters, but I think the very end of the game, I think USC puts it away.
Is Caleb Williams overhyped after one bad week?
No.
Okay. I just had to throw that out there. I had to throw that take. I agree. I mean, I don't think he is either. I think he's the real deal. He had a bad game. They all have bad games. So I think they bounce back, but Utah defense, baby.
2 losses in a row for USC.
Yep.
Man.
We'll see what happens. I've been wrong before, but I've been right also. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to another game, a game that I don't think a lot of people were paying attention to either in this one. I like that we put this one in there because
snuck it in.
I think one of these teams is extremely better than their record, and I think another one came into the season extremely overrated. But I think this could be a good game, and that's the Miami-Clemson game. You want to talk about this one to start off?
Yeah. Both teams 4-2. Miami coming off 2 straight losses. Let's just go back a couple weeks. What should Miami do, Hess?
Kneel the football.
So I'm just going to keep bringing that up every time we talk about Miami. Because you look at that game, it could be a one-loss team. Now they lost to a very, very good UNC team.
They could have ended the 5 straight losses at home to ACC school.
They could have,
but they didn't kneel the football.
They didn't kneel the football, so that's a tough break if you're a Miami fan. I hate to see it, but in a way, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, just kneel the football, man. Yeah. But. They're coming off, like you said, 5 losses. Last week, lost to a very good UNC team. They actually came back quite a bit on that one.
I mean, they were winning. They were winning that game for a while, and then they just gave it away.
Ran out of steam.
Turnovers.
Tyler Van Dyke has thrown 5 interceptions in 2 games. Clay Klubnik, 1,370 passing yards.
Say that name 10 times fast.
Yeah, it's the QB for Clemson. 11 TDs, 2 interceptions. Kind of middle of the pack. Nothing crazy. I'm not really impressed with Clemson. I think their time's come and gone. They're going to have to figure out recruiting.
Dabo in the hot seat?
No, I don't think Dabo's in the hot seat yet. You can't get rid of them yet. They're still 4-2, so they can still ride their destiny. The teams in the ACC this year, though, everybody knows Florida State, UNC. That's your top 2 dogs this year. We'll get into Duke. We got them on the schedule here. Maybe we'll see. I got some takes on that. But under the radar games, of course, Clemson has a tough schedule ahead. They got NC State, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, UNC, and South Carolina to finish out the schedule. So you asked me about Dabo. They can run the table. I don't see them really beating Notre Dame. I don't see them beating UNC. So they could be an 8-4 team this year. You're not going to lose. I don't think you lose your job at 8-4. That's still not terrible for an ACC. Not what you want, if you're a Clemson fan, obviously, the years that you all have had. But it'll come back around. Like I said, I think they just got to get the recruiting figured out, get the right guys in there, because Dabo is a good coach.
I mean, people were taking away the fact that they lost Brent Venables 2 years ago to Oklahoma. That was that was a staple of that team. He was there before Dabo. I mean, that dude's been there. He was a recruiter. He was a defensive coordinator. I mean, they're still recovering from that loss.
Yeah, and Miami still, I think they're going to be a little peeved off too from losing 2 games in a row. They still have Florida State, Louisville coming up, so tough schedule. I think Miami just shot himself in the foot big time by losing that Georgia Tech game. I don't see the Canes really getting out of this, really positive in the ACC.
This is another one for all the Canes fans out there. If Miami gets beat, it'll be the first time they started 0-3 in conference play since they dropped their independent status, moved to the Big East in 1991 when they started 0-3 in conference play. So if they lose this one, it'll be 0-3 in ACC play, and that'll be the first time since their Big East days in 1991. So this has never happened to Miami since they've been in the ACC, and that's an incredible streak. I mean, you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson's 2-2 in conference play. So like I said, both these teams, the way I look at the rest of their schedules, I don't really see them being a threat in ACC. Crazy stuff can happen.
Right.
There's still, half a season left, so we'll see what happens. But as of right now, I think UNC and Florida State own the ACC, and we'll see what happens from there. But in this one, I could ramble on about it all day, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you my take. I do think Miami gets the win here. I think they shot Clemson a little bit. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. Good shootout. Both teams very good in offense. So I got Miami winning 35-28 over Clemson.
I like that. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I do agree with you on that.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
They're going to lose.
I agree. Miami, I think they got a lot to prove. I think Tyler Van Dyke is going to come out and he's going to show out in this game. I think Miami, I don't think this game's that close either. I think Miami wins this game 28-10 type game. I don't see Clemson doing much. I think Miami's out here to prove something, and I think they make a statement in this game that, we've struggled and made stupid mistakes, should have nailed the football, but we're actually a good football team, and we're going to prove it the rest of the year. So I think Miami wins that game.
Wow. We've agreed on two games this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a first for the pod.
I think it's first for the pod.
Episode 4, we need to clip this because this is a first moment on the pod.
Right. I know.
So if anybody's a sports betting, hang on. Just anybody's sports betting, do not pick those 2 games that Hess and I picked. They will lose.
They will definitely lose.
Plain and simple.
I know we're going to talk about an SEC matchup, but I actually want to let's stay in the ACC.
Okay.
Let's stay in the ACC.
Go on down.
Let's talk about this Duke Florida State game this week, since we kind of mentioned Duke there, and the big thing in the room there is Riley Leonard. Does he play or not? And I don't know if y'all follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or Instagram, but we did put a post up there today that Riley Leonard's kind of considered day to day. Their coach said that they feel like he's going to be able to play Saturday for them, but they're not going to put him in a situation that could jeopardize his ankle anymore. And I think this game all depends on if Riley Leonard plays, Duke's in this game. That dude is an incredible quarterback. I don't know how Duke does it. They find these guys that come out and they can just play quarterback. And I don't do much when they get to the NFL, but, I mean, Riley Leonard's a good dude, and I think if he can play in this game, that's a game changer. If I'm Florida State, I'm a little worried because if he don't play, I'm facing a true freshman in Tallahassee, and it's Duke football. So this game's really big, though. Duke is the last ranked opponent for FSU they face this year. So this game's Florida State in a way has got to come out and say, hey, what are they, 4th in the country? Florida State's at 4th?
4th or 3rd.
4th or 3rd, whatever. Top 5 school. So they got to come out and be like, all right, this is our statement. This is our last game to make a statement because this is the national broadcast team or a game. So they're going to try to come out and make a statement on this one. But I think on the flip side, I think this is just as big for Duke. If Riley Leonard plays this game, Duke's defense shows up, Florida State might not be just a 13.5-point favorite. I think with Riley Leonard playing, I think that needs to be more of like a 7-point favorite for Florida State just because it's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, my take on this, I mean, of course, you've already covered the big news. I mean, Riley Leonard, that's going to be the biggest factor for this game. Right now, Florida State ranks 37th in passing offense. Duke, 111th, and that's terrible. Duke's very run heavy though. They are ranked 18th in the nation, whereas Florida State's ranked 69th. So, but if you put those numbers on paper and you look through the defenses, Duke's defense ranked 61st in rush defense, 8th in passing yards allowed. So that's a good sign there on their defense. I do think their defense will step up a little bit. But honestly, this this game comes down to Riley Leonard.
Yep.
Does he play? Does he not? If he plays, I think this is going to be a shootout. If he doesn't play, also too, you got to think this will be his first game back, so that would be tough coming off an injury, not throwing a football like I'm sure in practice. Practice is different than the game,
right?
So that's another factor you got to look into. I just don't see Duke going down to Florida State winning this game, just being honest. I mean, Duke still got Louisville and UNC on their schedule. So this is a must-win game, in my opinion, if you want to try to have a shot at the ACC championship. So I got Florida State, and I do agree with the 13.5 point favorite that the prediction is out right now.
It actually went up to 14.5.
Oh, it's already went up another point. Wow. So I think the Noles win 45-31 was going to be my projection. So
is that with Riley Leonard playing?
Even if Riley Leonard plays, you know what I said, Hess? I said, give me that Seminole John Anderson win, is what I said. Give me the Noles. Okay,
the Noles. There's going to be a lot of people that's probably going to come at me for this because I know there's some Florida State fans out there. I'm not impressed with them this year. I mean, they beat a overhyped LSU team who's showed that they have no defense.
What? Are you sure they're overhyped?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've got a good offense, but their defense is as bad as USC's. And I will go out on a limb here and say outside of actually, I'll stop myself before I say this. I will say Duke's played a tougher schedule and played tougher opponents because I think Notre Dame is a better team than LSU. And and Duke lost that game on a last-minute drive by Sam Hartman. And they lost that game 21-14. And I think if Riley Leonard plays this game, I think Duke could really shock some people. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, Florida State's in Tallahassee. It's Duke. This isn't basketball. This is football. Who cares about Duke football? And I think they come into Tallahassee. Game's close, really close, extremely low-scoring game. I'm going to say Florida State 17, Duke 14.
Oh, so you still got Florida State winning.
Yep.
Yeah, Hess can't go against the chop, folks. Oh, ain't that right?
If I'm bad about the chop, that's actually how it originated. Deion Sanders played for Florida State. And then in 92, when he was with the Braves during a bullpen switch, he started doing this out in the outfield. And the fans, they were Florida State fans in the crowd, obviously, because everybody was a Braves fan. And they were they started doing it. So that's actually how the chop started. Deion Sanders actually invented the chop with Atlanta. And it was from Florida State. So
Mr. Prime does it all, baby.
Yep, does it all. Take that for recruiting. I made the chop come to Colorado.
Yeah, the chop don't matter this year.
So we're both going Florida State in it.
Yeah, Florida State. That's 3 for 3. God bless you. So pick a different team.
Game.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the SEC here. Let's talk about the big news out of the SEC, though, earlier this week. A lot of people, UGA doesn't play this week. Georgia's on a bye week before they play Florida. But the big news came out this week was Brock Bowers. It was announced that he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's having ankle surgery on a high ankle sprain to stabilize that ankle. 4 to 6 weeks gives him a timetable around the SEC title game. I would say if Delp proves that he can, which Delp was a number 3 tight end in the country and he was recruited, so it's not Brock Bowers, but it's not like they're losing much on talent level. It's just not Brock Bowers. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt Georgia's offense because they run a lot of their offense through Brock Bowers, either to get him the ball or use him to open up space. But I don't think it could. I think it happened at a perfect time for Georgia because they got this bye week to work through it, get that offense adjusted without him. But more than likely, he's not there for the SEC title game. but he would be there if they can run the table without him, make it to the playoff. So that's the big news out of the SEC, and I want to get that out there before we jump into this big game that's coming up here. And you want to start this one off? Because I know you're very satisfied with how things are going.
Anyone who just listens to audio, you won't see this, but if you're watching the actual video, I just want y'all to notice the lights behind me. And Mr. Hess just changed his lights to his Crimson Tide because he's a big Roll Tide fan. Roll Tide. So this game is UT and Bama. So UT and Bama. Golly, I said U2 the band. I'm thinking of Las Vegas. UT and Bama. Big game this week. Third Saturday in October. Everybody knows what happened last year. If you don't, look it up. Vols won for the first time in 15 years. They won 52-49. They took the field goal to the river, and the rest is history.
To the river!
To the river! So, good stuff coming out of the Vols this year. I cannot focus with you jamming out down there, so you're going to have to cut that off.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. I just thought it was interesting.
Shooey. Back to the take and back to the pod.
Yeah.
The way I look at this one, it's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down to the offense and defense, defensive lines, that is. And it's going to come down to, can Alabama stop Tennessee's run? And can Tennessee continue the run game that they've had? That will be the biggest deciding factor in this game.
Can Milton lead the offense?
Can Milroe lead the offense?
I'm asking you, though, can Milton lead Tennessee's offense?
Possibly. I don't want to say yes.
I don't think Milroe can. I don't think you can put. I think Milroe needs to be their starting running back at Alabama.
I think QB plays out on this one. Honestly,
I think that's why it's so important. The quarterback who actually establishes the game and gets rolling is the team that's going to win that game. Because
possibly. Will
Bama's defense be able to stop your all's run tempo? And
that's what I have to ask. Vols defense is number 3 in the country with 24 sacks. Okay, 4 sacks per game. Alabama has given up 31 sacks so far, which ranks number 126 in the country. So that's pretty bad. So that's a good sign for Tennessee's defensive line. James Pierce Jr., I don't know if you've heard that guy's name yet, but you're going to hear it all weekend on Saturday. He's going up against a freshman tackle. So that's going to be a tall task for that freshman. He got burned up last week, too, against Arkansas. So I don't know. I really do think it comes down to the trenches, man. Bama number 4 in the country, though, with 26 sacks. But Tennessee's only given up 9 sacks, so it ranks 33rd.
Is Tennessee's line healthy?
Tennessee's offensive line, yes, is very healthy. Again, we have Cooper Mays. We didn't have him at Florida. Gerald Mincy, we have him back too. He's been back all since that Florida game, since he had the suspension. They won't say a suspension, but that's what it was. So that's big. That's big for this game. A lot of people, kind of sleeping on the Vols on this one. I think Bama's favorited. It is at Bama this year, and we know they have it circled. Based on what happened last year. Yeah, but Jalen Wright's going to have a career day. I would think he's going to tear him up. Career day. Yeah, he's averaging right now 5.88 yards per carry.
That's it. That's it. Jalen Wright's had a career day. This game's over. Tennessee wins.
I told you it's a battle of the trenches. So whoever can stop the offense.
But
it's going to be a low scoring game.
I think too, though. You need to look at it this way. It may be a battle in the trenches, and Milton may have all day to throw. But I need to see Milton make those sure throws, the ones that he needs to make, not the deep throw, not the one where he just throws it and the receiver runs out.
Let me stop you there. I said the same thing last week against Texas A&M. If Milton plays bad, we're going to lose. What they end up doing? That was Milton's worst game of his career. Hands down. 11 for 22, 100 yards passing, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. They still won. So that's why, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that going to Milroe, in my opinion. I think Milroe's coming along better than
Milroe's better than Milton?
I don't know the full stats, but I think so. Just based off what I've seen in the games, yeah.
Maybe
Milroe's actually
maybe he has a better team around him.
Not look too bad.
Maybe he has a better team around him.
I don't know about that.
Maybe he has better receivers.
That is facts. He probably does have better wide receivers.
Who's running back for Alabama?
I can't name you the running back.
That's
we
why.
talked about this.
I know that's why Bama doesn't win this game.
Oh, I don't have Bama winning this game. I don't pick against my Vols.
Milton needs to be mistake-free in this game, though.
He does. But while we're at it, let me get a take from one of the big Tennessee fans in the area. Let me just give him a text here real quick and see if he can join us and give his take on the Vols versus Bama. He does have the link to this chat room here, so we'll see if he can join in. But again, I seriously think it comes down to the trenches, man. That's what I've said. That's what I've said for weeks. We talked about Texas A&M. They have the number one SEC rush defense in the SEC. I think overall, they're top 5 in the country. And Tennessee ran for 231 yards against them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Tennessee can establish the run game. If they establish the run game early, I think it's going to be over. Can you tell the viewers who our special guest is right there? Can you just repeat that name?
That's Caleb.
Bryce Harper is what it's listed as.
It's not Bryce Harper. It's Caleb.
Yeah. Hey Bryce, we're just going to call you in here. Got a little bit of connection issue on my side, but just wanted to call you in and get your take on the Tennessee and Bama game. What are you feeling there?
Hey, to be honest with you, both teams rank in the top 20 in rush defense. Like, good, stout defenses. I think it's going to come down to who makes the bigger plays. Penalties hurting Tennessee bad this year, like really bad. Third downs against Arkansas, Alabama was killing it also, so they got shut down the third down, which they've been pretty good at since the Florida game where they couldn't stop a third down.
Hey, wait, Caleb, before you continue on, or Bryce, whatever I should call you, are you satisfied with the Florida loss?
After the past 20 years, a 5-1 record don't look terrible.
But you're satisfied with losing to Florida being your one loss.
Okay.
Don't
turn on me now.
Am I satisfied? No.
It's all I need.
But
I was told not to live in the past this week.
But
if you look, I lost my train of thought. Well, whatever. Forget it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow.
Oh, it came back.
Wow.
It came back to me. All right. Early on in the season, first real road game. Am I happy with the loss? No. Florida, I think, is very overrated. You've seen that through the past couple of weeks. I mean, they are 4-2, but they easily could have been like 1-5, honestly, if you look at the schedule. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're still 5-1. We still have a shot. We haven't played great at all this season, really. But all that matters is winning those games. And so we're 5-1, same record as Bama. Big game this weekend. We win this, we're still in the talks for a possible playoff.
You know what's different though between you and Bama? They're undefeated in conference play. You all have that one loss now in SEC play. So now if you lose to Bama, you got 2 losses. If you beat Bama, they're tied with you all with 1 loss. So you're satisfied with losing.
Hess can do math. Oh,
but you're satisfied.
Good job.
We're satisfied
He can do math.
with losing to Florida with the team you had and knowing how bad Florida was. You should be 6-0.
5-1.
You should be 6-0.
Should be.
Oh, we should be 6-0.
Should be. I agree.
No, not at all.
But we're happy. We're happy and we're satisfied.
We're in the SEC. We're in the SEC. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it off the chin. I think 2020 or 2019, I can't remember which year it was because it was so bad. We went 3-7. Okay, so a couple years later, here we are. I'll take it. We're on the right path.
Did you beat Florida last year?
It's like that firm foundation Georgia had.
We did beat Florida last year. Yes,
you
that
did?
was at home.
You did at home.
Yes.
What was the score to that game? Do you remember?
It was close because Florida threw a Hail Mary there.
Here's my question: are you satisfied with last year?
Yeah, last year was a record season for Tennessee.
But you're satisfied with last year? You beat
Tennessee,
Florida.
Yes.
You beat Bama.
Yes. Why? Yeah. I was very pleased, man. That was the best year of college football I've had in my life.
Okay. That's all.
I was 3 years old in '98.
Hey,
Let me back up there.
It don't feel like it anymore. I get it. Cool.
Yeah, feels like 2022. Let's go.
All right. Well.
Yeah, special guest picker Bryce Harper, Caleb Johnson. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
buddy,
man. Appreciate
giving us
it,
a ball steak.
Oh, look, when me and Castle were talking about this, he told me, "Hey, we need to get Hess fired up a little bit." So I went to Google, and I don't know much about baseball, so I was like, "How to piss off a Braves fan?"
Nice.
So that's what I'm here.
Nice. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it.
Hey, love you, buddy.
You're never allowed back on the podcast.
Oh,
That's not true. I'll bring you back.
Okay. It's my one-time shot. Let's go.
I like it. Thanks, Caleb.
Hey,
See you, buddy. Yeah, I had to bring in my special guest there. I didn't. By the way, viewers, we didn't give Hess a heads up on that, so that was all just non-scripted, just rolling with it. That's the way I like it. But yeah, let's get back to this Bama. I know we've been talking about it for a minute, but I do
brought
have
a
this
special guest in.
Yeah, low scoring game.
Corso or something.
Shout out to Caleb again. Love the take. He's kind of with me on how we feel about this year, but low scoring game on this one. Obviously, both offenses are horrendous this year, other than the run game for Tennessee. I got the Vols winning this one 21-20.
Woo, boy. You home this weekend?
I'm not missing this game.
Okay. I was just making sure. I didn't want you out and about if it's going to be that close. Be real unsafe for people around you.
I think it will be close. It will be very close.
I've been talking about it all year. I talk about this game, first game, and you always talk about college football, is I talk about Bama and Tennessee with you because every year for the past however many years I've known you, it's up. Tennessee's going to lose to Bama. Tennessee's going to lose to Bama.
Well, hence we lost 15 years in a row. So
and then last year, I said you all are going to beat Bama, and you were indifferent for a while, but you had hope. I will say by the time that game got here, you had hope. And I have said this year, and I'm going to stand by it. I know I've been getting some comments today from people who watched their clip about what I was saying about Bama, and I stand by that. I don't think Bama has an offense. I think Nick Saban, this is the worst coaching he has done in his career, other than when he was at Miami Dolphins.
And worst coaching, ranked 11th in the nation. That's not too bad.
I agree. But I think he's ranked 11th in the nation because they start out third in the country, and they're one losses to a top-ranked Texas school. So
Texas, yep.
I don't look at the rankings because they really don't matter. I think in the playoff rankings, when those are the ones that matter, I think Bama's not even top 20. But I think this game is not close. I think the first quarter is close because there's going to be a lot of emotion between the two teams. I do think Alabama comes in with a chip on their shoulder. And I think Alabama wins this game 27-10. Yep. Alabama 27-10.
That's your take.
I'm just kidding, man. Vols win this thing by 50. Give me mustard. Give me all of it.
Golly!
Vols
You about to have me pissed.
Vols going to win this.
God.
Vols going to win this game.
Go Vols! Go Vols!
Vols win this game 36-17. I don't think Alabama. I don't think Alabama actually. I think Tuscaloosa. I think they leave. They leave early, and I think the Vols put a stamp on this season, and hey guys, we're for real, and they ride this one into some momentum, some big games coming up. So I think, like I said, Vols win this game.
No, don't pick them. Go back to Bama because that's 4 for 4, Hess. So we're done on college football. We are done. Battle of the trenches, folks. That's going to be a defense game. I promise.
I think it's not. I think it's a very sloppy defensive game. I think Bama.
Oh, yeah,
I think Bama makes turnovers though, and that's why I don't think Bama. I think Bama has more yards, but I think they have more turnovers, and y'all capitalize on those turnovers.
We'll see. It's gonna be a game.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it, baby. Let's go Vols. Go Vols, baby.
Go Dogs.
Yes, what's that?
Yep. All right. Well, I think we've wrapped up a lot of our college football takes there. That's been interesting. I'm excited to see how all those games go. And again, guys, when you are listening to this Thursday podcast, it's going to be a lot of college football in this one because we're trying to focus on college football for the most part. But like you said at the beginning, we don't just talk about football. We're going to talk about baseball here, man. Baseball's at the pinnacle of its season. We got some amazing postseason baseball going on right now. We got the ALCS going on between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers.
It's not what I wrote down in notes.
That's what we're saying, the Astros. And then the NLCS, you got the Phillies and the D-backs. And let's start off with the Rangers and the Astros, man. I know it's a game. See, Houston's up 2-0 right now. We got game 3's tonight. Game
3 is tonight. It's actually started 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we need to put that on and get an update. Rangers won a tight one last game, 5-4. They started off really hot, and the Houston Astros made a good comeback. Shout out to Evan Carter. Great catch in that game.
Oh, man, what a catch
it was. Seal that one off. It was nice. It was nice to watch, and I was like, holy crap, it's going to be Carter. Yeah. There it was. Kid's a stud. Again, I want to give a shout out to him. Mm-hmm. Locals in the pro. A good fun fact for you here. I know we wrote it down. Teams are 0-21 all time when losing 2 games at home in the ALCS. And I think that's going to continue.
I think if there's one team out there that can break that 0-21, it would be the Houston Astros.
I'm glad you said that.
If there's one team out there.
Because it's not going to happen.
If there's one team out there that could do it. Not saying they're going to, but could. It is them.
Do you know who's on the mound tonight, Hess, for the Rangers?
Max Scherzer, who hasn't pitched in, 2 months?
Max Scherzer. I don't care if he's pitched in 10 months. He's a Hall of Famer. He'll be on the bump tonight. 214 career wins. ERA of 3.15 over his entire career. I think we're going to see Scherzer ball out. This is when he shines, usually in the playoffs, postseason.
Scherzer just gave up a home run. Solo shot.
Well, take care, guys. Good night.
Yep. Solo shot by
Are you serious?
Yep. I missed who it was.
Did I say he's a Hall of Famer? I meant home run give upper is what I meant. Jeez, Rangers starting off not on the right foot.
No, he didn't hit a home. There was no home run. There's just the bases are loaded. Sorry.
Oh, okay. How many outs?
No outs.
That's a great start. Great start. Thanks, Scherzer, for making me look like a complete
Alvarez
idiot.
Scored on a Scherzer wild pitch. Dubin to second on a wild pitch, and Kyle Tucker to third on the wild pitch. So runners on the corner.
Wow.
Or runners on the third.
Again,
guys, big hit. Gone. Single by Maldonado to left. Tucker scored.
God, you were sucking on your. It's gone. It's gone. It's a single.
I can't help the ESPN thing showed the. We'll see in the little game cast. It's 3-0 Houston.
Again, guys, when you hear this podcast, you already know the end of the game. So we're just trying to give her live feedback and give updates as
instant reaction. It's on FS1.
Instant reactions. Yep. Hess obviously doesn't know what's happening. He's just he's trying his best, folks. So just hang in there. My big thing in this one, before this game started, obviously it's not starting off the way I projected. But Alvarez has been tearing it up. Mm-hmm. He's been hot. He's got 6 home runs in the playoffs. He's batting .391. I think he's DHing tonight for Houston. I think he's a big time player. He's showing out right now. And I think he's going to have a couple more home runs probably tonight. And I do think this series is going to go all the way. I really do. I know Rangers are up 2-0, but Houston's got some fight in them. They got a great manager. Dusty Baker's not going to go out without. I don't think they get swept. I do not think they get swept. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think there's a sweep. I mean, obviously, I think Houston. Like I said, I think if there's a team out there that can end this over 21 streak, it will be Houston. The pitching matchup tonight was fire. You had Christian Javier versus Max Scherzer. Obviously, Scherzer's not living up to the hype right now, down 3-0. But I'm shocked right now. Scherzer gave up those runs. I didn't see that happening in this one. But
yeah, this ruined my whole take.
But the biggest thing here, I look at players here. Marcus Semien, he's one guy. Neither one of us have mentioned one time since we talked about the Rangers. The dude had 40 doubles this year with 4 triples and 29 home runs. And he was single-handedly, he's up for gold. I think it's a gold glove. He's going to be the gold glove winner in the AL at shortstop. Semien has been underrated. And
Anthony Volpe, baby.
And underrated, and he's leading this team. Corey Seager, obviously. Another one, Adolis Garcia. But the thing is, he struggled. He was big bat for him in the regular season, but right now he's 10 for 40 in his last 10 games with only 3 extra base hits, a double and then 2 home runs. And the Astros.
You look at the rank.
I was going to say the Astros lead the season series. They won 9 games and lost only 6 to the Rangers.
Yeah, teams that take a 2-0 lead in the best of 7, though, have won 75 out of 89 times. So it's good odds. I mean, I know, 2-0, Houston could come out there and win 3 in a row. I'm not saying they can't. As a Yankees fan, for people that don't know, I'm a huge Yankees fan. Obviously, I don't want to see that happen. I like the Rangers in this one. They've been hot all postseason. They swept the Rays. Now they're here.
The Rangers come back tonight.
They swept Baltimore too. Sorry, they swept. So first they beat the Rays, and they beat Baltimore. Now they're here. I mean, that's some tough teams.
They haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah, they're 7-0, right?
Do they come back and win this game?
They're down 3-0 or 5-0?
3-0.
Are they out of the first yet?
Bottom of the second.
So he got out of it with 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rangers were up, 5-0? I'm pretty sure 4-0 or 5-0,
Yeah.
and Houston almost came back. So anything's possible. There's a lot of game left. Sure.
Oh.
I'll say Rangers come back. It's home field advantage. And they are pitching, or Javier's pitching for Houston, like you said. This is his first outing, I'm pretty sure.
Second outing.
Postseason. Second outing.
He's 1-0, and gave up no runs. He went 5 innings, 1 hit, and 9 Ks in his only outing of the postseason. So
wow. Wow, that's pretty good.
That's why I think tonight's
Bold take.
must.
Go Rangers.
That's why it's a must win for Houston tonight, because they're pitching their guy tonight, and they got to win this game. So we'll move on to that game because it's going on. People know the score probably before they listen to this, but
yeah,
you say Rangers come back and win, y'all here and here. I'm gonna say Astros hold on and win this game, and the series will be 2-1. Let's move on to.
We can disagree.
Let's move on to the dreaded NLCS that I'm tired of hearing about.
Dreaded? I've been looking forward to this the whole time.
I'm sure you have.
Let's go Phillies.
All right, Ken.
Phillies and Diamondbacks,
the Phillies
baby.
bats. Let's talk about them.
Hot.
All right, great. We talked about them. All right, the Philly home runs.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
They're deep. How about the Philly pitching?
Yes, I got something here for you, man. I got the chop for you, man. I got the chop, baby. Don't worry. Each time I'm gonna give a Phillies here. All right. So Aaron Nola, you want to go on the Phillies pitching? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, why not?
Can you see my chop, man? I'm supporting you right here. Go Braves, man. Aaron Nola, 0.99 ERA in the postseason. He's 3-0. He went last night. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, 7 Ks, 0 earned runs. This pitching staff is on fire right now for Philly. Oh, no comment? Okay. Aaron Nola joins elite company of being one of 3 pitchers to win 3 straight postseason starts in Philadelphia history. Do you know who the other 2 were, Hess?
Cliff.
I know you're a big Philly fan.
Could it be Cole Hamels and Roy Halladay?
Oh, you son of a gun.
Would it be Cole Hamels and Roy Halladay?
You're close.
Cliff Lee?
You're close. You got one. Cliff Lee. There you go. Cole Hamels in 08.
Loved
Cliff
Roy,
Lee in 09.
loved
Good
Roy
job.
Halladay, and Cole Hamels. He was a good guy. He was.
I knew that Philly love would come out of you.
Yeah, it's a brother.
It just took a minute for you to warm up. Yeah. Yeah, but, so I know we kind of skipped over the stats there, but I do want to get back into it because Philly bats right now are really hot. Kyle Schwarber, as I call him, hit 2 homers last night. He's got 18 postseason home runs total in his entire
Some
career.
breaking news out of this series, by the way. Breaking news. Not to interrupt.
I'm going to interrupt my Philly take.
I wanted to. Earlier today, there was no pitcher announced for the Philadelphia Phillies. They hadn't announced their starter. They have officially announced their starter. It'll be Ranger Suarez on the bump.
Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
Woo! Let's go. Yep. Already had it projected. Let's go. Yeah, but anyway, back to my take. So in case anybody wants a fun fact about Kyle Schwarber, he's tied second all time with 10 home runs in the NLCS behind Albert Pujols.
He also passed Reggie Jackson, Yankee great Reggie Jackson, one of the greatest baseball players ever. He passed him last night to become the all-time leading postseason left-handed batter in home runs. Most home runs by a left-handed batter in postseason history. Kyle Schwarber surpassed Yankee great Reggie Jackson.
Oh, so I guess I don't need this no more.
Oh, chuck
Think
it.
about that.
Yep.
Yeah, chuck the chop, baby.
Chuck the
chop.
Chuck the chop.
Yeah, D-backs have Fat on the mound tomorrow, right?
Yep.
That's who they're planning on starting. So you got Fat.
He went 7 innings in his last outing. Didn't get a decision, but went 7 innings.
Yeah. D-backs got cold at the wrong time with the bats, it appears.
It's all right. They're in Arizona now.
Yeah, they're coming home.
Dry heat.
First baseman, like you mentioned, Christian Walker. He does have to start get it going.
Harper will not stay hot.
I'm sorry?
Harper will not stay hot.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not.
You know what they're starting to call him, Hess?
Nick Castellanos.
Besides the Braves killer,
Nick Castellanos.
one of my all-time favorite Yankees. You know what they used to call him?
Don't you dare say they're calling him Mr. October.
Mr. October is what they're starting to call him. Oh, and I believe it. My boy Bryce. Take care, buddy.
Have a good one, guys. Y'all have a great one. Hope it's a great
Anybody
one.
who's just listening to audio has just left the pod.
Hope it's great.
He asked, if Harper
You know
can
what?
stay hot.
I care about the fans. I care about the listeners. I'm back. I'll listen to this.
Why don't you get back over here and be a
Let's hear
man?
about. Oh!
You talk about. Get back over here. Be a man. My Yankees didn't even make playoffs, okay? God, quit acting like a baby. Sheesh. But anyway, can Harper stay hot? Yes.
Absolutely.
He's batting 385
Absolutely.
in the playoffs. He can. He is. He is that guy, man. 4 home runs, 7 ribbies. Mr. October Jr. That's what I'm going to call him. Because I can't go after Derek Jeter. Sorry.
Who was Mr. October before Derek Jeter? Didn't know if he had anything. No guesses?
I ain't got nothing.
Nothing? All right, let's keep going then.
Just Derek Jeter.
Just Derek Jeter.
Yep, just keep going.
Keep telling me about Harper then.
What else do you want? I mean, he's batting 385 in the postseason.
All right.
I don't know what else you want from me.
Mr. October is Reggie Jackson. That was why he had the most home runs of any left-handed batter in Major League history. So, technically, if you want to call anybody Mr. October, it should be Kyle Schwarber. Because he not only is he powering the Phillies here, he also helped the Chicago Cubs break a 100-year drought and win a World Series. Mr. October, Kyle Schwarber.
I'm just going to say Bryce Harper again, just because you hate him so much. So I'm just going to keep saying that over and over and over. Mr. October. Braves, killer.
All right.
Love it. Love it.
Definitely
Go Harper.
I think this next game is definitely a must-win, though, for the D-backs. They got to win this. They don't win this game, it's over.
It's a must-win. If Philly goes up 3-0, you can kiss it goodbye.
Yep, I agree 100%. Go D-backs.
Yep, go Philly.
I'm tired of talking about the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, we need to navigate off of
anybody
them.
But Philly.
Anybody but Philly.
Anybody but Philly. Even the Cowboys.
So if Bryce Harper played on the Braves, would you be okay with it? Since you want to take shots at me with the Yankees, I'm just going to ask you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, absolutely not. He will never play. He will never play. He will never have the Atlanta Braves hat on.
Exactly, because he's too good. All right, so moving down. All right. He requires too much money. Moving down. All right, so let's get off baseball. I just had to get my last steak in there.
Yeah,
Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
I'm cutting you off. Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football, guys. We got Jacksonville Jaguars versus the New Orleans Saints tomorrow on Amazon Prime, which I think is absolutely stupid because they struggle to get people to watch Thursday Night Football, so then they put it on a channel that's subscribed to.
Nobody pays for Prime on that. I mean, I don't get it. It's all money racket.
It's the NFL. It's what it's turned into. It'll be the first. NFL will be the first thing that you have to subscription service you have to buy to watch all their games.
Thanks, Roger. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Glad you got a contract extension through 2027.
Thank God. Good job, Roger. Woo. Not a fan of Roger Goodell. But anyway, this game, it's going to be a good game. This is actually probably going to be the best Thursday night game we've seen all year. Saints are a 1-point favorite.
I agree.
Big thing right now, it was reported this morning, that Trevor Lawrence was extremely limited with a knee injury and practice on Tuesday. And with this game being a short week, right now he's questionable to play. They're saying it's going to be probably a game time decision. But the coaching staff and the ownership group did say that they are on the side of CJ Beathard, and they do believe in him as being their starting quarterback. They need him to play in this game. So it sounds like they're preparing for Trevor Lawrence not to be in this game. And I think if Trevor doesn't play, I don't think Jacksonville has a shot. The Saints defense is ranked 5th in the NFL and only allowed 8 touchdowns all year. So
I agree. Trevor Lawrence has to play in this game to win. Mm-hmm. This will be Jacksonville's 3rd win if they do pull this one off. So I love to see it. Jacksonville's 4-2 now. Mm-hmm. They're leading that division, I'm pretty sure. So love to see it. If like I said, if Trevor plays, pick the Jags in this one. I don't even think it'll be close. Derek Carr has no help. Alvin Kamara has been kind of
defense. The Saints defense is nasty.
I didn't say anything about their defense. I'm saying offense only. Their offense, you got Derek Carr and Kamara.
Oh,
Name me 5 other
you
players.
got Christian Olave.
Who?
The all-time leading receiver in Ohio State history?
Never heard of him.
Well, he's got 32 receptions for 414 yards.
That's pretty good.
Which is more than Christian Kirk, the leading receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they do have receivers. They do.
Yeah, but Carr threw last week. I mean, Carr threw 50 pass attempts last week, and they still lost.
Yes.
He went 32 for 50, 353 yards, and they still lost. I love Derek Carr, too. I've always wanted to see him be successful,
Mm-hmm.
Hated what happened with him out there in the West Coast. Comes back over to the East Coast. I don't know. My X factors for this game, X factors. If Jags can establish the run game, depending on if Trevor Lawrence is playing or not, that's going to be the biggest thing. ETN is a monster. So if they can establish that run game, I think the Jags can hang in this one. It's going to be a shootout, though. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. Anyone to help Carr out on the Saints side is my other X factor. Who's going to step up and help the guy out? That's going to be the biggest thing. So I do pick the Jags if Trevor Lawrence is playing. Oh, they still have Michael Thomas? I forgot all about him.
Another Ohio State great wide receiver.
Yeah, I do know Michael Thomas, yeah.
He's played really good all year. He's got 380-some yards receiving on the year.
Okay, sorry I don't keep up with the New Orleans Saints.
Taysom Hill.
Only player I know other than that is Kamara because he played at a decent university. Yeah, Georgia.
Alabama.
Yeah. So, I mean, who do you have this game?
New Orleans easy.
New Orleans easy.
Defense is nasty. I'm a defensive guy. That defense is number 5 in the NFL.
Go Jags.
They got the 5th ranked pass defense. They got the 9th ranked rush defense. I don't think NTN has much of a game running the ball. And Trevor Lawrence, even if he is playing, what's he got outside Calvin Ridley? Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley. But yeah, I think the pass defense of the Saints is really, really good. And the other thing, the pass defense for the Jags is ranked 31st. It's worse than Denver. It's the only stat that got Jacksonville below Denver. Denver's ranked 29th in pass defense, and Jacksonville is ranked 31st. And I think Derek Carr, Michael Thomas, Christian Olave, I think they pick them apart. And I think the Saints can win this game like 27-10, 27-7 type game.
I think if Trevor Lawrence plays, it's a close game.
Okay, I like it. I think it could be
21-17 if T-Law plays.
Woo! I like it. Let's move on. We're not going to talk too much about the NFL right now. We're going to. There's 2 games though that we're kind of looking at that we're both kind of excited about as far as
shoot them quick.
All right, Dolphins, Eagles.
Give me the Eagles. I think the Eagles bounce back on this one. Jalen Hurts comes off a terrible, terrible, terrible game. Just terrible. NFL scripted, so cost a lot of people money on the bets there. So I think Eagles bounce back, beat the Dolphins in a shootout. That's going to be a good game.
I go with the Eagles on that one as well. Too many dogs on that. Too many champions on that. Going with the Eagles.
Gotta pause the podcast here. Got a sports update with the Rangers-Houston game. Apparently, Jose Altuve demolished a solo shot. So Scherzer is blowing up out there.
Scherzer blowing up. Checking for a wire.
Blowing it up. Yep. But anywho, back to Dolphins-Eagles. Going to be a good game. I look for that one again to be high scoring. It's both offenses are lethal when they're on it. Other than Jalen Hurts throwing 3 interceptions.
All right, the other game, Lions-Ravens. 42-35 is my take on Dolphins-Eagles. Lions-Ravens. Oh. Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens. Go.
Thank you for clarifying. Lions.
I think they're the best team in the NFL. Bold take. Boop.
Also, too, folks, we have polls on our Facebook. You can vote for your top teams. I think one of the polls we had was who's the best remaining 5-1 or 4-2.
One lost team.
One lost team. Who's the best remaining? And I picked the Lions. I do think I agree.
Love Dan Campbell.
I think they're very, very solid, good defense, solid offense. That team's very slept on, and I like it. So give me the Lions.
Heck yeah, man. All right. Before we move on, I'd like to before we move on to a new segment that we haven't talked about in any episode, I'd like to shout out one of our continuing sponsors of the program, Next Level Fitness in Leonard, Virginia. Absolutely incredible gym. If you look behind Castle's Head there, they got the hat for them back there. They're a great gym, super clean. They have so much nice new equipment, state of the art. 2 great owners. They have a website, Next Level Fitness. 276.com. Check them out there. They're on Facebook, Instagram. Check it all out. Great classes. They got classes with female trainers. They got classes with male trainers. They have, I think they even still have a meal plan thing with a local company. I think they still got that going on. Nope, they don't got that going on. They canceled that. Kiboshed that, so I apologize for that one. But like I said, they do listen to their members, and they do what the members want.
Did you say kiboshed? Is that what you just said?
I did say
kiboshed that.
Kibosh it.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I'd like to
shout over here a kebab.
I'd like to shout out though Next Level. I appreciate everything they've done for us.
Yeah, shout out Next Level Fitness Club. Again, like I said, local business here in Lebanon, Virginia. You can find them at 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia 24266. Be happy to give them a follow, shout out. Just go support your local business in this area. It definitely means a lot to those guys.
Yep. All right, let's talk about something we haven't talked about. The PGA. Got a big tournament.
PGA Tour.
You got the big tournament this weekend. You got the ZOZO Championship in Japan. I think it's in ZOZO. Japanese, could be anything. Last year's winner was Keegan Bradley. This actually starts tonight. It's actually on right now. We got nighttime golf. So any of you golf people out there, you got golf on right now. And that's how it'll be all weekend. So that's freaking awesome.
I'll be watching that right after this pod.
Ricky Fowler, big golfer. A lot of people are like him. He tees off at 9:45 tonight. That's Eastern time. Then you got Hideki Matsuyama. He tees off at 9:46 right after Fowler. The favorite, 7-1 favorite, Xander Schauffele. He tees off at 8:29. Actually, he's already teed off. He teed off 20 minutes ago. And
dude's already through 2 holes.
He's already through 2 holes. Ben Castle. No pun intended. No pun intended. God, oh,
sorry. 2 golf holes. Let me clarify there. Golly, you took that wrong, and I saw it all over your face. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah, golf, We're talking about golf.
Me and Castle, we both like to golf. Castle's actually really good at it. I just golf to have some fun. I can drive the ball pretty well sometimes, but we both actually follow golf a lot. We both talk about it probably as much as we talk about any other sports, especially when it's really in the middle of the season and going on. Me and him both love Ricky Fowler. Both grew up big Tiger Woods fans. What are you thinking about this tournament? Who you got in this one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I love PGA golf, like Hess said. Always been a big Ricky fan since the Match and Puma days, which he still wears Match and Puma outfits. But back in the long hair, 2000, coming out of 2009, 2010, Ricky Fowler. I love it. So I love seeing Ricky, bounce back these past couple of years too. Back into the realm of the greats. It's awesome to see since Tiger is kind of out of it right now. So got to support my boy Ricky. So who am I taking? I'm taking Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
One thing, key takeaway for people, I don't know if anybody's sports bettors or not on this. Golf's a great sport. So sports bet's very fun, and you can win some nice little cash there. But third round, it's projection of rain. It's a 30% chance of rain, so just keep that in mind. Rain changes the whole spin rate of the ball and everything. So, in this one too, the putting's not really going to be that big of a deal. Ricky Fowler's one of your best putters in the league, but putting's not really going to matter. This is a tough course. I think it ranks 11 out of 50. It's a very long course too, over 7,000 yards.
Long game.
Going to be a tough little course. Happy for some golf though. Happy to bring golf to the pod. Yeah. Give me Ricky, baby.
Let's go, Ricky. I like Ricky. Love Ricky.
Ricky.
Pretty Ricky. I'll be cheering for Ricky because I love Ricky. I love what he does. My favorite golfer, Jordan Spieth, won't be in this one. I don't think Justin Thomas is in this one either. But I'm going to go with
love me some JT.
I'm going with Colin Morikawa. I think he's actually going to win this one. I think this course fits his game really well, and I think he'll win this one.
I mean, you can't sleep on Xander. There's a reason he's the favorite. He's a gold medalist, in case people didn't know, for Tokyo in golf. He's Olympic gold medalist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's very good at golf. Obviously, he's on the tour.
I know he's with Japan though.
But that's why he's the favorite for that course, because that's his home course. So
that makes sense then. Keegan Bradley, does he have a shot to redeem himself? He hasn't done much this year.
Keegan Bradley played solid last year. Through the year, he played pretty solid. I think he does have a couple tour wins. I have to go back and look at his stats. I don't have his stats right in front of me, but I do remember him winning either one major or two majors this year. So I have to go back and look. But Keegan does have a shot. You can't rule him out. But man, I'm going with my boy. Not changing my pick.
All right, man. Well, last minute thoughts. Another little thing we're going to do here at the end of the podcast. Last minute thoughts. I'm just going to throw out a random question, and it was brought for Castle brought this one up this week, and I actually really liked it. Kind of back to the not so much college football, just college sports in general. Does the NIL deal hurt college sports? What do you think about it? You brought the question up. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I hope the viewers, this is kind of like Hess said, just kind of a last minute thought. I hope the viewers, whoever has listened to us rant for an hour and 20 minutes at this point, I hope you all take this, question in consideration and ask yourself too. I'm sure we'll put up a poll or something like that too. You can vote. So definitely be on the lookout for that, in our social medias. But short take, yes, it does hurt college athletes. I think they're getting a little absurd, the amount of money that they're getting as a 18-year-old.
Well, you have players now saying they don't want to go pro because they can make more money in college.
Because they make more money in college. So, they can make enough, and if they're smart with it, they can invest it and not even have to touch the field.
No.
And it's a good thing it is a good thing for athletes, but I think it's starting to get just like the pros. I think it's getting out of hand. Where do we have to? Where's the stopping point? Like, what's enough?
Mm-hmm.
We're giving some of these athletes. I saw today that LSU college basketball female player,
Angela Reese.
Yeah, Angela Reese. She's ranked number 7 in NIL deals. I think 1.7 million, 1.8 million.
She's the
that's a lot of money to be in college.
Shaq bought Reebok, and she's now she's the face of Reebok. Shaq signed her to a deal this week,
I saw that this morning. That's insane, man. And then, Arch Manning, another one. I think him and Shador Sanders, top 2.
Drake May was offered.
Yeah,
Drake May was offered over $10 million to transfer to some unknown school out of UNC, and
I think it takes away from the whole college realm.
Yeah.
Like,
mm-hmm.
It definitely can be a persuasion of where the student athlete wants to go to school.
Right.
It's like asking me, do you want $2 million to go play for Duke, or do you want $4 million to go play for UNC?
Right.
I'm gonna pick probably UNC because they're both about the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm gonna get $2 million more dollars. Okay.
Yeah, and I look at it this way. I do think there needs to be some regulations on it. I'm all for it. College athlete, they need to be paid because
they need to be paid.
Between
I
school,
agree.
And I know people are there where they're getting paid. They get a free ride to school. No, they don't. Okay, they get that free ride, but they have a life to live. They have to get groceries. They have stuff they need. Do they need a new car? Do I need a Lambo? Do I not start quarterback need a Lambo? Absolutely not. Does it need a Rolex? No. But I do think there needs to be some regulations on it. But I think the only way you see anything regulate the NIL and college sports in general is you slow down that transfer portal. You don't make it so free going, because that's what's happened. It's turned into, hey, you balled out at Texas Christian University this year, TCU. But how about you come play in the SEC where we can give you $5 million to come play for us?
That's what I'm saying. It's turned into It feels just like the pros.
We'll definitely post a poll on this one out there, and I kind of want to hear what the listeners say.
Short take. What's your short take, real quick? We'll wrap this up.
They need to regulate it. I think it hurts the sports. I really do. I think it takes away from what makes college sports great. It turns into a money racket.
Yeah. Hess said Nate Dogg regulate. So my short take's yes as well. It does need to have a set amount, and it don't need to go over that cap.
Yeah.
And I could go on about this too. It's like professional athletes. I think it's getting absurd. But we'll see where it keeps going.
All right, man.
I'll never find out. I'll just keep ranting about it on here. So.
Right. Unless our kids end up making it, and then we have to decide. It's no here nor there. It's down the road.
It's not enough.
But, man, another great episode. I hope everybody enjoyed episode 4.
Absolutely.
That's all we got for this one. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. I hope everybody liked our takes. If you didn't, please let us know. We'd love to argue back and forth. We got some feedback this week. Shout out to Daniel McClanahan reaching out, telling us his take. Another person, I've been meaning to mention them.
He's not satisfied.
He's not satisfied. Jason Fields, he's told me, he talked about listening to it. Been a lot of people reach out, but one person that I've noticed, they haven't really said much, but they have been sure to follow us on everything. Nick Belcher. I don't know if you listen to it, if you do or not.
Appreciate it.
I do appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, all the love you've been giving us. And also, again, Izzy Wolflin. They call her Docile Wolf. She's on Twitter or on Twitch, Docile Wolf 33. Loves video games. She has helped us with make our logos that you see on all of our social medias, and she's actually made us shirts that are actually on their way. Should be here Friday. And can't thank her enough for all that. And that's all we got for episode 4. Castle, got any last things you want to say?
No, again, just thank everybody. Keep coming back, keep supporting us. We're going to keep pushing out these pods. Episode 4, like Hess said, will be up tonight. You'll probably listen to it tomorrow on Thursday, 10/19. And then be on the lookout for Sunday. We'll have episode 5. We'll be going ahead and prepping and looking forward to football and college weekend recap. So just be on the lookout. We'll have episode 5 up right after this.
All right, man. Good one, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. See y'all.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Bye.